Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be working on old JJ again today. I'm going to be taking the steering gearbox out and replacing the upper and lower seals and see if I can't get it to stop leaking. So let me get JJ up in the garage and let me change some clothes. It is cold, so I'm going to be in the garage with the door shut today. I'm afraid lighting is going to be an issue, but maybe we can work around that. So I'll see you up at the garage. Alright guys, as I said earlier, we're going to be changing the input seals and the output seals in my steering gearbox. Upon closer investigation, I believe that this lower seal is leaking as well as the upper seal. So first thing I got to do is take this nut off and then use my puller and try to get this Pitman arm off. This socket right here I'm using is a 1 5/16. I'm not sure what the metric size is. I'm sure this is a metric nut. But anyway, this is what I had to use. And this is what I'm going to be using to try to break this loose. It's a pretty good fit. It's not too bad. So. Alright guys, that was hard. And this is a Harbor Freight puller. I did get it off with it, but you can see where I had to beat around it. I ended up taking this off and beating on both sides, and it finally popped loose when I put pressure on it and hit it one time. I watched it pop down. So if I had just hit that real hard with the impact wrench, these legs will break. I've seen them break on YouTube. So if you're using one of these, just go slow with it. And mine came off a little bit harder and it wouldn't have come off. But anyway, I got it. I'm proud I got it, but I was beginning to wondering how far I was going to get on this job today, because I thought I was fixing to have to go to O'Reilly's or AutoZone and rent me a Pitman arm puller. If you can't get it off then, you can score the Pitman arm most of the way through in a couple of places and pull it and it'll come off. But at that point you got to replace your Pitman arm. Alright, so I took the impact and I released those 3 bolts and I pulled them back. So now the only thing holding the gearbox in is the lines and the steering shaft. It goes from the steering wheel down to the input shaft of the gearbox. I've done some work on this as well. So let me get this line off and I'll be ready to release that steering shaft. Well, I got it out, and This input shaft seal is definitely leaking really bad, and pretty sure the lower one is too. So anyway, first things first, I'm going to be taking this one out. I've got to put me some marks. I want to put me a punch mark right here, one right here on this piece, and then one on the housing, so I know exactly when I get this tight, because I don't want it to be loose. There's no slop in that at all. So this right here is like a locking ring. So I've got me something here. I want to sit right here. I want to hit that with a hammer and see if I can get it to break loose. Wasn't too bad at all. I'm going to go ahead and take this all the way off. Right there. Y'all, I'm sorry about the light. I had to tap that loose with a punch because these are not the right type of wrench. It's not really a spanner. This is like a snap ring wrench. A spanner will actually just fit down in there, and you can use it like a wrench. All right. This is what I got to replace, and man, is that thing ever so nasty. I've got my cap off and cleaned up on the inside, and it looks like there's supposed to be some kind of a seal or something in there, but there's not one to be found. My kit came with 2 seals, and the seal my kit came with is this one right here, right there. And it also came with a bigger O-ring. Okay, got me a hole drilled, got me a screw in the hole, and I'm gonna try to see if I can fish that seal out. Just like that. The oil behind that seal right there is really good and clear, so none of the debris that I was seeing earlier, all that mud and stuff, got into any of the inner workings. So I've got the seal started, and I had to come up with a way to get it seated. So what I did, took the cap, turned it upside down, set it on my seal, took me a deep well socket to go over the shaft, and got it seated just like that. Perfectly flat all the way around. Good tight seal. So now I'm ready to go back together with this side. Okay, I've got my 2 dots lined up here and here, and now I got to put my locking ring back on, and I'm going to get it lined up. I believe that's it. That piece is done, and now I've got to clean this output shaft area and see if I can get those seals out. Okay guys, I went ahead and released these 4 bolts. I'm going to take this shaft out. I've actually already had it out earlier. When the first time you take this cover off, a bunch of fluid is going to run out. Alright guys, my camera cut off on me. This cold weather is zapping my batteries in a hurry. So anyway, took this shaft out, And now I'm going to roll this over so I can get to these seals. And it should be a seal down in there, a snap ring, a washer, and another seal. And I think there's a Teflon washer in there too somewhere. Okay, I got the snap ring out. I ended up using this little pick and got in there. All right, there's a washer. Looks to be like another little Teflon looking washer. It's got a little lip on it. And now to get this last seal out. So I got my new seal pack here. Okay, they've got this seal and the little Teflon washer already mated together. I'm going to lube up the inside of it and use a socket and press it down in the hole. This socket I found right here, it is a 1 1/4, and it will just barely fit down in there. So seat that seal. Put this regular washer in on top of that. I had to go get some proper snap ring pliers because those other ones was too big. And when you have the right ones, it's that easy. So I have my snap ring in, it's seated good. All the way. And now I need to put my final seal in. Alright, that's all the seals put back in, and now I like this one little dust boot over here. And that's the job done, putting the seals in. So guys, I've got all the seals put in. This one right here I know is perfect. This one's the one I'm concerned about a little bit. I got the seal in correctly, but I did not put the O-ring in because it looked to me like this worm gear and all that was going to have to come out, and I didn't want to get into all of that because it's got ball bearings in there, and that can be quite a handful to get that job done, and I didn't really trust myself to do it. So if it leaks now when I put it back in, I will most likely take it down and trade it in for a new one. And so I'm fixing to put this thing back in. It's just a reverse order of what I did taking it out, so I'm not going to show that, but I will show how I get the air out of the system when I do get it installed. So I'll be back when I get this installed. Alright, so I've turned the wheel back and forth a few times, and you can see that it's all white and foamy. It means I've got it aerated. I'll do mine with the engine running. I seem to have a little bit better luck doing that, getting the air out of the system. So I gotta let the fluid clear back up. When the bubbles go away, I'll do it again, and probably the next time it will be just right. You can jack the front end up and twist the steering wheel back and forth, they say, to get air out of it, but I haven't had too much luck doing that, so this is the way I do it. So I got all the bubbles out. Power steering pump doing perfectly. No more air in the system. And I'm ready to put the cap back on. Alright guys, I've been turning this gearbox back and forth for a good little while now. There's no leaks on the bottom, and the good news is there's no leaks on the top up in here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but no dripping at all. And I'll keep an eye on it over the next few days. I need to get me some simple green and spray up under here and get some of all this oil off, just to clean it up a little bit. Guys, that's gonna wrap up this video. I thank y'all for stopping by today. This was a job I just been needing to get done. I walked by my Jeep at work and looked under it and saw the power steering fluid leaking from the gearbox, and now I have no more leaks. Like I said earlier, I will keep an eye on it and make sure that it don't start seeping a little bit. I don't really expect it to, because I've been working it pretty hard here the last few minutes, so time will tell. If it does start leaking again, I'll probably just go get me another gearbox. So anyway, y'all come back next time. We'll see what we got going then. Thanks for watching. Yeah.